Child was found this morning on 59th Street between a grocery store and a hotel, lying on the ground, clinging to life. An arrest has been made. Tell us what else you've learned since then.
The person who was arrested, police locked onto within an hour of this child being found. And let me orient you to where we are. The flowers there is about the spot where this 17-month-old girl was found. To my right is the Palms Hotel. About a block south of me is going to be Seawall Boulevard. And if you're familiar with the island, immediately to my left is Kroger. There are cameras everywhere around here. And so police say those cameras help them identify a person of interest within an hour of this child being found. And then 2 hours after that, that person was found in the parking lot of a restaurant just west of 61st Street, so not far away. That person was originally arrested on outstanding municipal warrants, but Galveston's police chief says that this person they do believe is responsible for the death of this little girl. And so right now, the Galveston County District Attorney's Office is preparing capital murder of a child charges against the person who is in custody. They are not releasing the person's name at this time or the relationship to the child until those charges are finalized, which should happen any time now. As soon as those charges are finalized, they will identify that person in the relationship to the child. The chief will only say at this time that this is a person who did have the responsibility of caring for the child at the time she died. As for how she died, the chief said it looks like it was significant trauma.
There was a fall involved, and there are other injuries, but I think it would take a great deal of speculation for me to say with any certainty exactly what caused those injuries. We have an idea, but we just don't know yet until the medical examiner does their job.
Police got the call about this abandoned 17-month-old at 9:43 this morning. And when firefighters and the first officers got here, she was alive. They went to heroic efforts to try and give her a fighting chance at surviving, but unfortunately she succumbed to her injuries at UTMB Hospital shortly after she arrived there.
30-year-old Chanel Yanko facing capital murder charges.
According to newly released arrest warrants, the 17-month-old was found on the pavement near the beachfront Palms Hotel off Seawall Boulevard with 3 apparent puncture wounds. Investigators say surveillance video from the hotel captured the moment the baby could be seen falling from what appeared to be the 3rd floor of the hotel, landing in the grass and rolling onto the concrete sidewalk. Police located the child's mother within a matter of hours after viewing the surveillance video and speaking with witnesses, including Yanko's sister.
Everyone we spoke to was in a state of disbelief, especially the man who says he will forever be mentally traumatized by what he found while trying to run a simple errand.
I didn't think I'd start my morning like this.
Brandon Urbina teared up, recalling the moments he was stopped in his tracks during a routine trip to the grocery store in Galveston.
I wish there was something I could have done, something I could have, maybe if I was 10 minutes early or something, I don't know.
Around 9:45 this morning, he was on 59th Street when he made the unthinkable discovery.
I seen a blanket on the ground, obviously a little kid's blanket. We drove a little further. I could see hair. As soon as I seen that, I threw my truck in park, popped out, and seen it was a little girl.
That 17-month-old little girl, now identified as Hannah Yanko.
She was bruised up, bleeding from her nose area. There's really no sign of life.
Little Hannah was rushed to the hospital where investigators say she died from traumatic injuries after it appears she fell. Her mother, 30-year-old Chanel Yanko, was found near a restaurant a few blocks away. She's now facing a capital murder charge. Meanwhile, people in the area who heard the news,
Your Heavenly Father,
showed up to the scene for a prayer vigil.
I don't understand.
To try to make sense of what happened.
And I was like, there's no way. And I just burst into tears. How do you discard a child? I mean, she mattered so much.
Not only did mourners bring flowers, candles, and balloons to the vigil, they also brought toys and stuffed animals, things that a 17-month-old little girl should be playing with. But instead, they're marking the site where her life was tragically cut short.
I couldn't even imagine.
This is where the girl's 30-year-old mother is being held charged with her capital murder less than 2 miles away. Strangers gather at the site where the little girl was found. One after another, the island's family showed up to a grassy spot next to the dumpster of a beachfront motel. Moms and dads brought their children carrying teddy bears and flowers to leave for a little girl whose face they never saw, whose name they did not know. At about 7:15, police released the information the island had been waiting to hear. This is the little girl. Her name was Hannah. For those on the seawall tonight, it's nothing they say they'll ever understand.
You didn't have to throw her out like trash.
The mother is expected to appear before a judge sometime in the near future. She is a resident of Houston.
One of the motives in this case, we don't know any of them. That's one of the biggest questions still yet to be answered. But we do know that that mother, Chanel Yanko, is being held in the Galveston County Jail right now without bond.
That warrant is for the charge of capital murder of a person under 10 years of age.
Handcuffed, wearing a dark green jumpsuit, Chanel Yanko appeared before a Galveston County magistrate after spending the night in jail, charged with capital murder. The mother told to say nothing as she was read her rights, but asking to call an attorney.
Can I receive my phone call? What has deputies for that with my lawyers? Ma'am, you're here for magistrate court. Please just listen to the rules that are told to you. Don't ask any other questions unless you need to.
No bond, no reaction from Chanel.
Well, these new court documents tell a gruesome story about what happened here yesterday, including details of puncture wounds being found on the child, as well as what officials are calling a murder weapon. Newly released court documents telling a story of what happened. Yanko was staying at the beachfront Palms Hotel with her daughter and her sister. Documents state Chanel's sister left to visit her fiance down the street at the Victorian Hotel. Chanel later joining her sister at the hotel while pushing a stroller. Records show her sister assumed that the child was in the stroller but never looked inside to see if Hannah was there. It wasn't until Chanel told her sister not to go back to the hotel several times is when things got suspicious. Officials also found a trash bag and a garbage can at the hotel. In that bag, detectives found a key card to room 217, the same room where Chanel, her sister, and Hannah stayed, a skinning knife with a black handle, plastic sand toys, unused diapers, and unopened kids' snacks. They also say there's video from the second story of a baby falling from what appears to be the third floor and landing in the grass and rolling onto the concrete sidewalk where the baby was found. At the scene, court records say that Yanko began making comments about her daughter and that she might have been sick. She was taken to the police department where she was questioned, then arrested.